Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. So for this video I want to share another journal with me video in my unraveling journal again. So I've been on this kick lately of working in my unraveling journal, and for the most part it's mostly like the creative side of it, the creative kick, not so much the journaling, because I don't really film my journaling anymore and I don't share it. I don't share pages that have journaling if it's too private, only because I know people read your writing, when you put it up out there. And this is a very personal journal, and I really don't want anybody reading what I write in here. So how I've been working in it is I would do the art part and I would share that with you, and I'll take photos of it finished, like I guess before the pen, and then later on, it might be like 2 days later, it might be a week later, I will go and fill in my page with journaling. So that's how I've been working in this. So I've been being really inspired to just work in this and do all the creative stuff. So that is where I'll be journaling in for this video. And I believe, let's see if I can find the page, I will be showing you this page. This page doesn't really have much journaling going on, and I don't think I will journal on this page, only because I actually put a poem, if you can see, I put a poem from a Daphne's Diary magazine in here. So yeah, that is the page that I'm going to show you how I made it, and I just really hope you enjoy this video. So I'm back with my unraveling journal, and if you see this little baggie here, this is where I keep all of the papers and scraps that I use in my unraveling journal. And so for the most part, a lot of it is just scrap pieces of fabric, scrap pieces of paper, and just things that I've ripped out of Daphne's Diary magazines and books and stuff like that. I even have some old planner dividers and stuff here. But yeah, so this is the little packet that I reach for whenever I want to work in my unraveling journal. Everything in there is sort of cohesive and themed to my one little word, so it's a lot of bright colors, a lot of florals, a lot of pastels, a lot of book pages, just a lot of things that I like that I think reflect my word bloom and growth and like spring, and it's just happy and positive and everything like that. So that is what I reach for when I want to work in this journal. So right now I am cutting these scrap pieces of paper that I have into wonky squares because I don't measure anything. And I believe most of these pages are crepe paper patterns. Some of them, like that pink with the yellow florals, that is from a Planner Society kit. But I am just cutting a bunch of papers into these squares, and I begin laying them down on this blank page here. So I guess this is one of the pages that was a one-sided pattern paper, and so I really don't like the white, so I want to cover all of it up. And so what I've decided to do here is to create sort of like a patchwork quilt. So I call it quilting paper because that's basically what you're doing. You're taking blocks of pattern paper and you're just laying them together to create this little patchwork. And I love doing these sorts of pages because they're just so fun, and you get to play around with all the different patterns and different colors that you have and just make a nice little quilt. So that is what I'm doing on this page here, and I get my first row like how I want it. So I went ahead and glued that down. This little square is a little smaller, but that's completely okay. I just wanted to fill up that little space there. And it takes me a while to figure out the rest of the pattern with the different squares. I kind of play around with all the different patterns. I end up cutting a few other papers to try out as well, because I want to get the balance of colors right, and I want to get the balance of patterns right on this page, just so it looks even and cohesive. Like, if you've been following me long enough, you would know that I like symmetry. I like things to be even, and I like them to be cohesive. I like things to match. I'm like a matchy-matchy person. I want all of my pages to match each other in a way. I don't know, it's like when it doesn't match, it bothers me, and when it's not a balanced or symmetrical, it also bothers me. And I think it's just part of my personality. I just like having things balanced because I am all over the place. Like, I think I'm all over the place. I tend to work on a lot of things at the same time, and I kind of jump from one thing to the next because I get bored really easily. And I think it's just innate in me to want to balance that out. But like, that's just who I am and that's just how I am. So everything else that I create always has some sort of balance to it, only because I can't balance myself. I don't know. It's very weird, and I'm getting really what is that, psychological right now, I don't know. Anyway, so I figure out the center row, and I decided to cut out another square out of that blue denim floral paper because the one with the deer was just a little too dark, and I've decided to use some of that plaid yellow. And I'm not a yellow person, but I use a lot of yellow in this spread. I don't know. I was just very drawn to the yellow. I guess because I used the yellow washi tape, and then the following page after the book page is also yellow. And I don't know, I'm really liking the yellow. I'm not a yellow person. Like, it's not a color that I gravitate towards, but it's so bright and it's springy and it's happy color. Like, it's just a happy color that I really liked it and how I used it in this spread. And so, yeah, so that page is completed, and now I'm just kind of playing around with what I want to do. I actually was going to start another page using that spotty blue envelope that I have there, but I've sort of abandoned that and left it to a different Journal with Me video, which you will see soon. And I am taking this poem that I ripped out of a Daphne's diary, and I'm just cutting it up and gluing it onto that book page that I tipped in. And that book page was from a friend, an Instagram friend, Trish. I think you sent that to me, and I love the swans. I just loved it. So I just kind of tipped it into my journal because I'm just like, I love this. I love the swan imagery and everything. And so I've decided to put this poem that I cut out from a Daphne's Diary magazine, only because it talks about giving flowers to somebody. It's a poem. I guess it's like a love poem to someone, but I don't actually remember what it says, but I know the word flower popped out, like gifting flowers to somebody, or that person reminds them of the beauty of flowers and stuff like that. So I thought it was really sweet, and I'm just like, I'm gonna put this in here, only because there's an image of a swan and her little babies on the bottom, and I'm just like, this is so perfect, it's so sweet. So I just glued it down. I fussy cut around the butterfly that was also on that page, and then I took some stickers that I made from a Maggie Holmes digital collection, and I used some of the butterflies to layer up there just to embellish the page. And now I'm working back on the quilted page, and I just need something there. Like, it looks very plain. I thought about doing some journaling there, but I decided to pull out these sort of like word phrase things, these little headers that I kind of cut out of a Daphne's Diary magazine, or a bunch of Daphne's Diary magazines. And I really like this one that says these flowers are for. So if you ever read a Daphne's Diary magazine, there's always a page where this header is. It's either like on some burlap, or like on a tag. It's really cute, and it's basically these flowers are for, and it'll be like an illustration of flowers, and then it would be a reader who dedicates the flowers to somebody that they love and who they think deserves the flowers. And so I love that page. It's so sweet. So I cut out a couple of these flowers are for because I just like the text and everything like that. So I decided to paste it down there with a doily, a little small doily. And since the poem is talking about flowers and a loved one, I thought it matched really well. So I put it down there, and that's basically the entire spread. It's very simple, very fun, and I don't think I'm going to journal on this, and just going to keep it here just to look back and read over that poem. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!